Ben is bummed out that he doesn't have a date to prom, and Q is bummed out that Radar does have a date to prom. I think that's all you need to know. Ben started outlining plans for finding a date, but I was only half listening because through the thickening mass of humanity crowding the hallway, I could see Margot Roth Spiegelman. She was next to her locker, standing beside her boyfriend, Jace. She wore a white skirt to her knees and a blue print top. I could see her collarbone. She was laughing at something hysterical, her shoulders bent forward, her big eyes crinkling at their corners, her mouth open wide. But it didn't seem to be anything Jace had said, because she was looking away from him, across the hallway to a bank of lockers. I followed her eyes and saw Becca Arrington draped all over some baseball player like she was an ornament and he a Christmas tree. I smiled at Margot, even though I know she couldn't see me. Bro, you should just hit that. Forget about Jace. God, that is one candy-coated honey bunny, said Ben. As we walked, I kept taking glances at her through the crowd, quick snapshots from the photographic series entitled Perfection Stands Still While Mortals Walk Past. As I got closer, I thought maybe she wasn't laughing after all. Maybe she'd received a surprise or a gift or something. She couldn't seem to open her mouth. Yeah, I said to Ben, not listening, still trying to see as much of her as I could without being too obvious. It wasn't even that she was so pretty. She was just so awesome, in the literal sense. And then we were too far past her, too many people walking between her and me, and I never even got close enough to hear her speak or understand whatever the hilarious surprise had been. Ben shook his head, because he had seen me see her 1,000 times, and he was used to it. Honestly, she's hot, but she's not that hot. You know who's hot? Who? I asked. Lacey, he said, who was Margot's other best friend. Also your mom. I'm going to skip ahead. Sensitive ears in the audience. Radar was leaning against Ben's locker, typing into a handheld device. So you're going to prom, I said. He looked up and then looked back down. I'm de-vandalizing the Dictionary article about a former Prime Minister of France. Last night someone deleted the entire entry and then replaced it with the sentence Jacques Chirac is a gay. As it happens, is incorrect both factually and grammatically. Radar is a big-time editor of this online user-created reference source called Dictionary. His whole life is devoted to the maintenance and well-being of it. This was but one of several reasons why his having a date to prom was somewhat surprising. So you're going to prom, I repeated. Sorry, he said without looking up. It was a well-known fact that I was opposed to prom. Absolutely nothing about any of it appealed to me. Not slow dancing, not fast dancing, not the dresses, and definitely not the rented tuxedo. Renting a tuxedo seemed to me an excellent way to contract some hideous disease from its previous tenant, and I did not aspire to become the world's only virgin with pubic lace. Bro, Ben said to Radar, the fresh honeys know about the Bloody Ben story. Radar put the handheld away finally and nodded sympathetically. So anyway, Ben continued, my two remaining strategies are either to purchase a prom date on the internet or fly to Missouri and kidnap some nice corn-fed little honey bunny. I tried telling Ben that honey bunny sounded more sexist and lame than retro cool, but he refused to abandon the practice. He called his own mother a honey bunny. I'll ask Angela if she knows anybody, Radar said, although honestly, getting you a date to prom will be harder than turning lead into gold. Getting you a date to prom is so hard that the hypothetical idea itself is actually used to cut diamonds, I said. Radar tapped the locker twice with his fist to express his approval, and then came back with another. Ben, getting you a date to prom is so hard that the American government believes that the problem cannot be resolved with diplomacy, but will instead require force. I was trying to, that's a San Francisco joke. It don't play in Plano. I was trying to think of another one when all three of us simultaneously saw the human-shaped container of anabolic steroids known as Chuck Parson walking toward us with some intent. I think that's what I'm going to read. Thanks.